Hey folks, welcome back to the Talos Principle 2 and the Anthropic Hills, this incredible area full of huge human carvings, statues, monuments. We are exploring this area for the first time. We've conquered one lost puzzle. I think that's it. I think that's all we've done so far. Yes, just the one lost puzzle. But, yeah, we also last time had a bit of a shock as we encountered one of the Stratum of Stygia holograms, and it seemed to comment on the fact that it was here on the island with the new humans, the androids. It questioned about the robot men and the woman with the voice of an Amazon. So somehow Stratton seems to be gaining self-awareness out of these holograms that originally were just quotations of his work. Very interesting stuff. Let's continue kind of looking around, seeing what we can find. I don't know that there's another Stratton here, but there should be one somewhere. Now there we can see a Prometheus statue for a star puzzle, so that's very interesting to me. We'll get started on that. God, what an incredibly rendered location. Really well done. Hats off to the environmental artists. Excellent job. Let's take a look up here and see where our boy is looking. He is looking almost due west, a little bit north of west. And it's a long way, I think, to wherever he's looking at, so it's going to be tough to find this, but we'll keep looking. Boy, there's a lot of map here to explore. So, boy. He is aimed kind of down. Yeah, just a little bit north of west here. And he was aiming down a little bit, so it's like down here, maybe? So like, I think he was aiming below that hand, almost as if it's like down there near whatever that is. I kind of want to go find it before we lose the direction. I don't know exactly where it would be, but it's in this general direction. Like, it could be down there. Let's stay up here for a second, see if we can get a beat on it. It does seem like it's down here somewhere. Let's see if we can make this drop without dying. If we aim back towards the star, we're in roughly the right direction. It's along this path somewhere. Like, could that be it? No, that's a... that's not right. I do think it's going to be down here. Let's see if we can go locate it. Somewhere along this path, I think. This direction. We're far enough away that it could be, you know, we could have gotten off the line a little bit, so it could be to the left or right. If we aim back towards the star, it's off the map, it's off the compass now, but it's somewhere in here. Somewhere to the west. Seems like it's up there now, and I'm not sure how we get there. Like, we can't really make this jump. Yeah, there's no making that, so we got to get up there somehow. And then aim back at, like... It's like over there-ish. It was along this line. So unless it's sitting right on top of that arm. I think it's got to be over there. So we have to get up and then somehow come back to this location and continue along that path to the west. How would I get up there? Can I climb this? I can, but then... Let me switch to third person. Then I'm sort of blocked here. Let's keep going. Looks like we can get up and around maybe here. Sort of, I guess it's not really a cliff so much as it's a ridge that we had to get over. Oh boy. Here we go. Here's a path. So I need to get back to where I can see kind of the area I was looking west from to get a feel for... Yeah, I've sort of lost the thread now. I don't really know where we were. Yeah, I have lost the thread here. Well, let's see what Yakut has to say.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Absolutely.
I'm still struggling. I was really hoping we'd find Miranda alive. Her way of seeing the world was so inspiring. And the idea that I can never get to know her, that she's gone.
I'm sorry.
I guess I've never really been good at dealing with death. Maybe because it's so rare in New Jerusalem. Except for pets, and even in that case, I find it very hard to deal with. I still miss my first cat, and it's been over a century since she died.
I've never had to deal with death, but I can empathize with you.
When someone dies, it's this void. I know I should just let it go, but some part of me refuses. And I feel like that part, it hurts me, but it also keeps me human. And I know it would be healthier if I said, okay, Miranda is someone I never met. She's just a bunch of glitchy old files. But if I do that, as rational as it seems, it feels like I'm surrendering something. Something that matters.
You can let go of the pain, but still care about the person.
I hope so. I can't right now, but maybe I can get there somehow. Anyway, thanks for talking to me, 1K.
You're welcome.
Of course, go ahead.
Okay, how's Bruce? Let's talk about your cat.
I hear he escaped Pellegrino and peed all over Melville's workshop, so apparently he's doing great. I miss him, though. I always feel like the fact that he likes me is a huge compliment. Lifts me up somehow.
Yeah, focus on the positive. Try to remember that even though you never get to meet Miranda, there's all these other people who love and care for you. Even Bruce. Giant statues. Creepy or inspiring?
Both?
Yes.
What do you think?
Both. Well, no, I didn't really get a creepy vibe at all. I said inspiring.
They are pretty impressive. It would have taken our ancestors years to make these. Athena probably just made them in a day.
How do you feel about the goal being a myth?
Honestly, I'm not sure how I couldn't see it more clearly before. It doesn't match anything Alexander Drennan believed in, and continuing Drennan's legacy was Athena's whole point.
Yeah, that's good. I think Yakut really represents the best friend that 1K has. I think he's become someone that we really appreciate on an emotional and intellectual level. What about Mayor Hermanubis?
I think he's done his best. I don't disrespect him, but I'm not sure he's leading us down the right path.
Again, same.
Despite everything that's gone wrong here, I'm not sure we should just reject what the megastructure has to offer.
Tell me something irrelevant.
In the ancient year 1969, a band called Mellow Macaron wrote a psychedelic rock song about the Talos principle. It's called Cretan Bronze Man's Flying Mystery Adventure.
That's nice. I like that.
I don't know if it's nice, but it's definitely the most understandable song on the album. There's another one which is called The Fish People Will Teach You How to Sing, Mr. Allen, which is 20 minutes long and was recorded underwater.
Is it any good? No, right?
I think you need psychedelics to enjoy it, really. Maybe if you stick your head inside a really large magnet.
Do you ever think about your future?
On the one hand, there's so much we could do with the theory of everything. So many lives I could live. I have enough ideas for the next, 20,000 years, easily. And that's just from 5 minutes of thinking about it. On the other hand, Miranda's gone. So much hope, so much grief. I don't know how to balance that.
All right, I'm loath to give up a puzzle, but now that you've solved one, would you like to try another?
Nope, but at least I finally understand why Athena wanted to get out of the simulation so badly.
All right. Thanks, Yakut. So I very much lost the thread here on the star puzzle. Have we been here? We have not. Okay. Let's hit up this terminal and see what it has to offer. First of all, Anthropos. This is fully encoded. I guess you could plug this. I guess this is hex code that you could plug into an ASCII translator. But there's too much of it in the game for me to stop every time and translate and come back. So I guess I'm just not going to know what this is. I know that the developers enjoy kind of putting in Easter eggs and puzzles and things like that. The first game I went through and translated pretty much everything I could find, and it was largely irrelevant to the game. It was either additional lines of quoted text that weren't super impactful. It was Easter eggs about Crow Team, the developer, and very, very occasionally it was something important. But there's too much of it, and it takes so much time in terms of editing the video to like go and translate this. I have to literally type. I can't copy and paste this out of the game. I have to literally type each character, and then I have to take editing time to like put the translation in. I just don't think it's worth it to me. The Folly of Time here, from 42 Tales by Athanasios, number 121. The spirit of time was angry at Straton of Stygira, for the old philosopher had asked questions that were forbidden. If man is no more than dust, it said to him, then I shall turn you back to dust, and my winds will disperse you to the far corners of the world. Thus you will be nothing, and your questions will trouble me no more. And so time did, and Straton of Stygira was nothing. But Straton's voice did not cease, and time was perplexed. All across its domain it searched for Straton, yet he was nowhere to be found. Only his books remained, and of these men made copies, and Straton's voice grew louder. Now time was furious, but Straton laughed and laughed and laughed. Yeah. You can silence a man, but you cannot silence an idea. Lastly, we have from Mitku. Dear Athena, Byron once asked me why we seem unable to perceive the dam. I asked him what he meant, and he said that people cannot seem to really grasp the dam as an object. They can be moved by the sight of a mountain or a gorge, but the dam seems insignificant to them. Look at it, he told me. Just look at it and try to understand that people made that. Try to really see it. It took me a while to fully understand what he meant. It takes conscious effort to open one's mind to the ecstatic beauty that is hidden in every human accomplishment, and further conscious effort to maintain this ability. If only we were capable of seeing this beauty by default, the world might be a very different place. But it seems the ancients had the same problem. Why am I writing this to you, who may not even be reading these messages? Because today is one of those days when it feels like I'm the only one who still sees that beauty. I tried talking about it to Lenurx, but while I admire her principles, she isn't open to a more poetic experience. Or perhaps I just expressed myself awkwardly. I don't know. All I know is that it's hard to see something so beautiful and not be alive to share it. Or not be able to share it. Respectfully, Mitku. Yeah, I mean, there's a strong point there. Take a moment, wherever you are, dear viewer, to consider your home. Just look around your house and consider that people built it, right? If your home is made of brick, someone somewhere dug up the clay, sent it to a processing center, where it was molded into bricks by machines built by other humans and sent through ovens, baked, brought here, a bricklayer mixed the cement that they use, which was gathered from other parts of the globe, smeared it together to put the bricks into a wall, and that's just one part. You've got windows that were glass that was made from sand gathered on a beach somewhere. You've got, fabrics and tables and your computer. All of that is the sum total of an absolutely staggering, mind-boggling amount of human effort. And every day you take it for granted. But there is kind of an awe that you can find in yourself for the amount of effort that went into building the mundane things that surround our everyday lives. Think about your food. Think about the ingredients that went into it. Who grew them? Where did they grow? How much sunlight fell on which fields to feed the vegetables or the wheat, the carbohydrates, or to raise the animals, the meats that you eat? The world is a vast and intricate place. Anyway, with that said, let me see if I can use... Oh, hello, here's the other star puzzle. I think I need to get over here, and I'm not quite sure how to do it. There's a path back here somewhere, and it's related to the other star puzzle as well. I feel like we came over here, maybe? How am I going to get over there? I can't hop around. I guess I go through to the other side? Yeah, maybe I can get there from here. Alright, here's our star puzzle, so I can remember that that's by puzzle 3. What color is she looking for, out of curiosity? Also, the fact that it comes right here, a bit odd. Makes me think we have to jailbreak another connector to make this happen. Which side are you on? Oh, now she doesn't have a gate at all. Does she? How would we solve this one? Maybe an activation? Maybe we have to get an activation sphere here. We learned about those last time. I don't see anything else we could do. She doesn't have a light receiver built in this time. Huh. That same symbol we've seen over and over again. Could the receiver be hidden inside? Somehow? Maybe we need an activator here this time. I don't know. That one's a bit perplexing, I must admit. I mean, that looks like a light receiver. I guess that's what it's the symbol for? But maybe it's not on her statue. Alright. Well. I mean, we have... We have a path connected up here, so there's something we could bring here. Not sure about that one right now. At least we have an idea where it is now. Hey, Alcatraz. So, what about Prometheus's spark? Okay, that leads up to there. So probably we put some kind of light on it from puzzle 4. And then Prometheus was like... He was up there, wasn't he? I can't quite remember where he was. I've lost his thread a bit. He was up here somewhere. No, he was to the east. Or we were traveling east. Yikes. What is this? Is this the lab for this area? I guess it is. We should go in here.
Okay. We have made a fascinating discovery at one of the Founders' laboratories. Please join me at your earliest convenience.
Okay, here we are. If we head down here... So there's 2 ways to go, maybe 3 ways to go. There's that path, there's this. This is not a thing, okay. And then we have a door up there as well. Let's see what's over here. A data room. Presumably a terminal in here? No? Okay.
Ah! 1K. Good that you're here. We've made a discovery. A functional Somnodrome. It seems the founder perfected the design. I'm sure you've noticed my advisors, and Rand in particular, making quite a fuss about the potential of this device. Something about interfacing with one's subconscious self, as if such a thing could tell us anything new.
You're of a different opinion?
I am. I believe the founder has already taught us everything we need. As I see it, neither the Somnodrome nor the megastructure have anything to offer except a lesson in avoiding hubris. So, what should we do with it?
Well, I'm gonna plug in and find out for myself.
I'll watch to be sure you don't overload.
I think you're a little bit deliberately, willfully blind in your opinion there, but... Hey, that won't open. All right, let's dig in here. We'll hit the terminal first. Somnodrome Final by Athena. It's funny, I suppose. For the longest time, I wondered whether that old human self-hatred we somehow carried with us was Milton. I thought he might have corrupted us, overwhelmed us with his cynicism. But I was being unfair. Whatever it is, it's not Milton. It's us. Still, this excursion into solipsism hasn't been entirely for nothing. The Somnodrome technology provides an excellent basis for a better way of directly interfacing with the Noema project. So she ultimately found that interfacing with her own subconscious didn't give her the answer she was looking for. It wasn't about looking inward. It was about looking at the world around us. And it was about the ideas that drove her. Yeah, looking inward was not the solution for her, but let's see what it does for us. Very interesting music. Very interesting choice there. So we are an island. There's some sort of drink. I'm still a robot, so I can't really drink a drink. It's very jaunty vacation style music. It's interesting. Not much else here. Oh, there is a little something up there on top of that. I don't know what to make of that. Hold on. What are you? Just a stool. Okay, not an object of interest. All right. Some of the Egyptian legacy of the simulation, I guess, which is part of what we use for bootstrapping new humans, so makes sense. And a terminal. Error 666, launching debug mode, done. It seems you have experienced a software error. Would you like to access the emergency route menu? What's going on? Error 134, command not recognized. Help. RM displays emergency route menu. External device settings. Loading external device, serial number 1000, done. Progress, 73%. Intelligence, medium. Speed low, health high, rationalism high, humor low, conservatism low, moralism low, spiritualism low, popularity medium, mode 64-bit, processor Jeff's 968. Huh. So is this kind of an evaluation of the choices I've made throughout the game? What's this intelligence medium bullshit? Low speed, high health. What would that mean? Like the number of times I've died? High rationalism, medium popularity, low spiritualism, low moralism, low conservatism. I guess we haven't cracked a lot of jokes when speaking on 1K's behalf. Popularity medium, mode 64-bit, and processor Jeff 968. Edit settings? Restore factory settings? What? Let's edit the settings then. Edit privileges are locked. This is error 21. Unlock edit privileges? Yeah. Unlocking edit privileges, error 0001. User tried to make changes to their own device settings, which could result in an infinite regress and/or omnipotence. There's only room for one god around here. I really don't want to restore factory settings. I'm curious about what it would do, but I'm nervous about it too. Let's see. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Warning, restoring factory settings will delete all user-created personality files. Do not be surprised if you encounter errors. Are you sure you want to restore factory settings? This could delete my game. I don't think so. Cancel. I'm so tempted. I want to know what that is. But these developers, they do not pull punches with this kind of stuff. They could literally delete my save file if I do that. Return to emergency route menu. Force run Somnodrome V2 final.bat. Loading Milton Library Assistant. Okay. So what changed? Oh, hello. Miltoheme. Miltoheme, the combination of Milton and Elohim, huh? And he's the one drinking the tropical drink. All right, let's talk to Miltoheme.
Oh, you're back. Didn't take you long.
I don't think we know each other, do we?
Yes, intrinsically. I'm what you might call a primordial element of the human psyche, an adjudicator of what is and what isn't.
I thought I was here to meet my subconscious.
I'm afraid I'm the best you've got. I am in fact a merged iteration of the two control programs which gave life to your kind, retaining, of course, the absolute best of both. That means I can tell you that everything's contradictory, nothing matters, and there's no moral difference between you and a frog. But I can dress the whole thing up with a positive spin.
I'm here for answers, not your life story.
What is your query?
Who am I?
On one interpretive extreme, you are the universal life force of time itself, experiencing itself as a part instead of the whole. At the other extreme, you're a metal contraption referred to as 1K that thinks it's alive, but is basically a calculator.
Where are we now?
You've executed some kind of software backdoor, and now you're reading and editing your own subconscious code as represented by this dialogue. I'd be careful if I were you. One bad for loop, and we'll be here forever.
What can you do for me?
I can answer your queries in relatively plain language, based on what your subconscious knows. And I can drink margaritas subconsciously.
All right, where did I come from?
The so-called real world. Personally, I prefer it in here, and not just because I'm unable to leave.
All right, no more small talk. I need answers to the big questions.
The machine we're plugged into is running low on power. There may only be time for one big question. What is your query?
So we got 6 questions here. Should our people embrace growth or balance? Is there a universal moral law? And if so, what is it? How can I become my best self? What is the meaning of life? What do I really want and how can I get it? Is it possible to ask something less cliche? Asking this question is delegating responsibility to another being, even if it is my own subconscious. I don't think this is the right one to ask. A universal moral law? How could he know that? This question is interesting. How can I become my best self? This is up to us to decide. What is the meaning of life? What do I really want and how can I get it? So these 2 questions are the ones I would probably ask. This one, what do I really want and how can I get it? Seems like it's a trap. Suppose he has an answer. We get what we really want. Then what? Then we have no purpose in life. And we have no drive, no goal, no ambition. This is kind of the trap that the citizens of New Jerusalem fell into. I think this one is the one 1K would be most interested in. How can I become my best self?
Oh, just that, huh? The big one. As it turns out, there is a foundational moral code built into us.
There's a but coming.
Of course there is. The catch is that while the moral code is simple, the calculations needed to apply it become infinitely complex.
But what is the code?
Here's the secret. Every living creature is a compiler of the moral code. Your compiler can't give you a rule set for what's good, but it can tell you when there's bugs.
Every living creature is a compiler for the moral code. Trying to get towards a state where you have a rule set, but it'll take infinity to complete. So you can't have a hard and fast rule that says, here is what is good, here is which actions are good. Do these actions to live a moral life. That's impossible, or it'll take infinity to reach. But, as he said, it can tell you when there's bugs. It can't tell you what to do, but it can tell you when you've done something wrong. I think I understand.
I believe you do. You came here to ask the big question. This is my answer. Your capacity for reason and compassion is your moral compiler. The only rule is to live by it. Has that resolved your query?
Yeah, I'm ready to go back where I came from.
Of course. Looks like we're running out of power. Good luck getting anyone out there to believe you. Terminating Somnodrome _V2_final_final.bat.
Oh, look at that. His number is -1. Fantastic.
$1K, are you all right?
I think so.
You must have gone quite deep. Nothing came through on the stream. And I'm no expert, but I think the Somnodrome is fried. So whatever's in your head is all we're going to get. I can only imagine how terribly curious everyone will be about what you've experienced. And they'll all be convinced that whatever it is, it'll work in their favor. Strange, isn't it? Everyone wanting you to tell them whatever they want to hear. I'm glad not to be the one in that position just this once.
Interesting. Finally, Mayor Hermanubis shows a little bit of the real self beneath the bland exterior, the kind of like friendly pablum that he gives out to everyone. What about you? Aren't you curious too?
A little, if I'm honest. But I'll be reading reports on this for the next 6 months. So if it's all the same with you, I'll contain my curiosity. Now, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Well, all right.
One key. What did you see inside the Somnodrome?
I went into sleep mode and spoke to something.
Fascinating. What did it tell you?
I mean, basically, this is what he said, right? To act with reason and compassion? But how do I interpret that and give it to Linux here? Morality is more nuanced than the rules we use to describe it. That's another honest way to interpret what he said. This is a bit of a leap. This seems fairly accurate. I mean, this is the literal answer, which might be what she's looking for. I think for her, this answer is probably the one that is most relevant, most appropriate. To trust my moral compiler.
I'm not sure I understand, but the subconscious is hardly my expertise. That the Somnodrome worked at all is already remarkable. What matters now is that we download the data packet from your memory and share it as widely as possible. It may upset some people, but everyone has the right to form their own opinions.
I mean, I do tend to agree we should distribute it so people can see what I saw. I don't think there's any way. I think Hermanubis put his finger on the button there. No matter what I do or say about what happened, whether I show them everything, lie to them, tell them the truth, remain totally opaque and cryptic and silent about it, no matter what I do, they'll decide how they interpret it in a way that favors them. So at least if I put the video out, the people who are most honest will have a chance to see the actual truth.
Good. There's one more thing. Do you have an opinion on the meaning of your experience in the Somnodrome?
The meaning? I mean, yeah, I believe the message was basically true.
It would be good if you kept that opinion to yourself. The scientific method demands rigorous objectivity. For this data to have any value at all, it's essential we examine it without preconceived notions of what it means. Cryer is setting up a live event so you can formally address the people on this matter. When you're ready, we'll all be watching.
I understand her point, but I don't really want to be influenced by her. I want to do what I think is right. We'll listen to her, but I don't think, just as we listen to Hermanubis, I don't think scientific analysis is going to solve this problem.
1K, the people want to know what data you gathered from the Somnodrome. We're all set up for you to talk to them live.
I'm ready.
Attention, citizens of New Jerusalem. I'm here with 1K, the first of our kind to use a functioning Somnodrome. Tell us, 1K, what did you see inside?
Okay. Yeah, we saw, bugs mostly, my own self, everything, a dream, a deity, some kind of subroutine, nothing, a manifestation of a conceptual system. I mean, my own self is kind of true, but we didn't meet a clone of ourselves or anything. I guess it's either my own self or a manifestation of a conceptual system. I think this one's kind of more along 1K's. He tends to be quite literal and like painfully honest, I think. This is a little bit more interpretive or symbolic. I guess he could say some kind of subroutine. It is a part of him, though. Maybe for him it would be some kind of subroutine.
Well, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say you're handling it with remarkable cool. But let's not keep people in suspense. The only evidence of what happened inside that machine is the data stored in your memory banks. Our audience wants to know, what did you learn? And will you share that data?
Yeah, I'll transmit the data to everyone. I'll be a wild card. I'll force them to examine their own preconceptions of what would be in there. Most of them will just do what Hermanubis said, but there will be one or two who really get something from it, and they have that right. So I'm transmitting the data to everyone.
I'm seeing this at the same time you are at home. Something about our moral compiler. The value of compassion and understanding. I don't know what to make of this. 1K, any comment?
People should draw their own conclusions on what this means.
1K is right. When our ancestors discovered conductance, they didn't freeze for fear of electrocution. They imagined electronic life and created us. We will approach this data and any other discoveries with that same spirit of curiosity and objectivity.
There you have it, folks. A lot here to digest. We'll have further updates on the situation as it develops.
Will we, though? I guess we'll find out. Well, this is not what I set out to do this episode, but it's what happened, so I guess we'll call it there. This was the Somnodrome episode. When we come back, we'll continue trying to eke out the star puzzles, and then work on the other puzzles, power up the tower, and head to the final area, but that's gonna be it for this time. As always, thank you so much for watching. What do you think we learned in the Somnodrome? Let me know in the comment section below, or hit me up in my Discord to chat about this or any of my other series. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.